It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Salt Beer Factory and it's their Jute Session IPA coming in at 4.2% ABV in a 330 millilitre can. Based in Saltaire in Yorkshire. There's a look at the can. Without further ado, let's get it out into a glass, see what we get. There we go. So Salt beers are now, or this one, and their double dry hop double IPA called ICAT are now available in your larger Tesco stores. The ICAT coming in at £3 a can because it's a 440 millilitre can, and these cans here, this Jute, you can buy 3 of these Jutes if you want, 3 for £5. I've not tried it yet, but generally this latest release from Tesco has been rather good, I'm going to be honest. As of April 2020, the range of beers that have hit Tesco, they seem to have stepped up their game a little bit. They've hit another level in terms of releasing these beers onto the shelves, which is rather exciting for us craft beer drinkers. To be able to pick up a can of beer, 3 cans of beer for £5, in 2020 at that price is rather remarkable. It wasn't that long ago where you would hit your bottle shop and you'd pay £3, £4, £5, I'd say between £3 and £4 for this can of beer. Now the price has come right down, and something like this, which is a 440 millilitre can, whereas before was £5, £6, £7 a can, now you can go into Tesco's and pick them up for £3 a can. Anyway, back to the look of the beer. First of all, one finger white head, hazy straw coloured beer, good levels of carbonation. Let's get the aroma. That smells good, smells really good. Lemony, grapefruity, orange peel, very zesty, a very zesty kind of tropical aroma to the beer. Let's dive in. Cheers everybody. Oh, yeah, that's lovely. Look at the lacing on the glass. Look at that. Fantastic drinkability, very refreshing for the 4.2% ABV that it is. Carbonation pushes the beer on the inside of the mouth. And then you're left with this. Well, to begin with, you get this, the malt's coming through, a little bit of sweet malt, a little bit of like a cracker, Jacob's cracker aroma, flavour. And then a nice middle, there's a nice middle to the beer. Grapefruit, orange peel, fleshy blood orange, touch of lemon, and then a little bit of bitterness on the back end. You can feel the bitterness here, just balances off that sweetness. It's a really good beer. Session IPA. So Saltaire, they're based in Saltaire. Of course, the first brewery in Saltaire was Saltaire Brewery. I always remember their triple choc. Saltaire's triple choc, really good beer. And they also did Saltaire's Cascade. God, that takes me right back. Saltaire Brewery's Cascade. That takes me back to 2010 when I was drinking that beer. And it was really, I remember really enjoying Saltaire's Cascade. And now we have Salt in Saltaire as well, which is quite brilliant. the demand, I would say, where I live, I think craft beer is still slightly regional. Where I live, in kind of South Wales, there is a big craft beer scene. There certainly is. We've got Tiny Rebel Brewing Company. There's a few smaller breweries knocking around the South Wales area. And Tiny Rebel would be the biggest success out of South Wales, I would say. North Wales would be Polly's Brew Co. So we do have a craft beer scene in Wales, but you would never see, like, let's talk about Newport, where Tiny Rebel are based. You would never see two big breweries based in Newport. There's just not that great a demand for it. Whereas places like London, certainly Yorkshire, Saltaire is probably the size of Barry, medium-sized town. It's able to facilitate two big breweries. That's the demand. There's more of a demand up north. And I'm always jealous of the fantastic, wonderful breweries in and around Yorkshire. Your Magic Rocks and your Northern Monks and your Salt Beer Coast. There's so much happening up there. So much happening. And I wish I was a little bit closer to the action, if I'm honest, because I would love to visit. I would love to go and visit Salt. There's a look at their factory on the back. But yeah, just to have two breweries in Saltaire and Salt, being able to coexist and probably get along. Probably they go to each other's bars, and I was at Ciba X just last month. It feels like a long time ago. We're in April 2020 after all. But I was at Ciba X last month, and I was speaking to somebody who was making a canning machine, and he was trying to sell it at the festival. And he was saying in the food industry, he was saying beer is so different to food. In the food industry, everybody's very secretive and guarding their secrets, and they're keeping it all very close to their chest. He says, but just take this festival here. All of the brewers are speaking together. All of the brewers are getting along. They're all intermingling and sharing ideas. And it's just a different scene. The beer scene is very, very different. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Salt go and drink in Saltaire and Saltaire go and drink in Salt. I mean, it wouldn't happen all of the time, I'm sure. I'm sure they still like their own places more than they like going to the other place. But there's no barrier in beer. There's no. It's a very friendly thing, and that's why I enjoy beer as much as I do. Is the people and the friendships, and of course the taste. So this is a cheers to Salt Beer Company's or Beer Factories, Salt Beer Factory's Jute Session IPA. It's very good. Very tasty. Did they mention anything really on the back of the can? Not really. Just that it's brewed with water, malted barley, wheat, oats, hops and yeast. A crisp, light and refreshing session IPA, thirst quenching and low in bitterness. Let's rate it. Available in Tesco, 3 for £5. As of April 2020. I like that enough. I really like that beer. It's really good. For that price point, I always like to talk about the price point. I always like to say, look, this is good, and it's good for this reason, and it's good because it's quite cheap at the same time. And it is, I mean, 3 for £5. It's like £1 something, £1.70, £1.66 a can. I've gone to Lidl and Aldi, and I've bought craft beer there for £1.20 a can, and I've had a couple of decent ones, and I've had a couple of really ropey ones. But for this to be in Tesco for £1.66, to be able to pay 46 pence more and get something of this quality, is quite remarkable. It is quite remarkable. I like it enough to give it a Stone the Crows 9 out of 10. So 9 out of 10 from me, Little Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!